Chair Huffman, Vice Chair Hinojosa, and members. My name is Dr. Scott Walford. I'm the Vice President of the Texas Board of Chiropractic Examiners. I would like to come and tell you somewhat of how a very efficient agency we have and what we have done for the state of Texas. We were recently awarded by the Federation of Chiropractic Licensing Board as the top chiropractic agency in the United States. And so I hope that represents the state of Texas well. We are very proud of that.
Try to get through one more.
We are the only examining board to have a director of chiropractic in the United States. We've created that. And one other thing I would add that we oversee, there are 2/3 of the workers' comp doctors and designated doctors in all of Texas are doctors of chiropractic. So we play a huge role in the work-related injuries and the safety of the public for the state of Texas and here. I would like to turn it over to Dr. Boyd Bush, who is our executive director now.
Thank you, Dr. Walford. Thank you, Chair Huffman, Vice Chair Hinojosa. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I am Dr. Boyd Bush. No, I'm not a chiropractor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express. The idea of being chiropractic care executive director is overwhelming sometimes because we have such an important, vital role in the state of Texas. Chiropractors, our board is given the mission of promoting, preserving, and protecting the health and safety of the people of Texas and licensed skilled professionals. I feel like our agency does a very good job of that. Our performance measures, we are meeting them and exceeding them every session. We are moving forward with new initiatives, which I'll outline more in just a moment. And so there's a couple of things that I would like to address before you. And again, first off, thank you for your time. Second, thank you for funding the first ever chiropractic medical director in the country for the chiropractors, because we are the first chiropractic board to actually put a chiropractor on staff to review the complaints, the licensing questions. So we have someone in-house. So thank you for funding that. That's been very beneficial. We've cut down some of the backload on the cases we've had because we've had direct interaction. She's been able to provide insight on rulemaking and allowing us to move forward that way. So it's been a money well spent. And in addition, the previous session, we also had 2 FTEs that have thrown in and helped alleviate backlog that we have in our licensing and some of our legal requirements as well. So we're moving forward very quickly with that. Our board president regrets the fact that he was not able to be here today. I have added a letter from him to you guys. I gave enough copies to pass around. But Dr. Bronson, our president, also wants to chime in like what Dr. Walford has presented. And in his small little part here, his concerns are as follows. Obtaining and retaining the necessary staff. During the past fiscal year, we lost our general counsel and executive director to higher paying jobs, arguably less satisfying, within our own state government. Each staff member in the agency performs an important function for licensing skilled professionals who meet educational standards and whose actions stay within the limited scope of practice under safe harbor provisions of the provisions of medicine. The second thing he wants to emphasize is job-specific training. We are looking to really train our staff to make them more effective in what they do. So several staff members perform multiple roles. Every staff member performed multiple roles, and thus necessitating additional specialized training. And then our broadband initiative is one that I will speak to a little bit more in a moment, that we want to increase what we're doing because we're making our presence seen on the internet and useful where it was not before. And in order to do that, we've got to have the IT bandwidth in order to take care of that. And so he sends along his thanks as well for providing for us in the way that you have in the past. A couple of key things I want to focus on. Again, back to the salary issue. My staff, every one of them have to perform multiple functions. We are a small agency. Therefore, not only does my finance director just do finance, she also does, she's my chief of operations. She also takes care of making sure things are entered into on the computers that aren't necessarily within her realm. So each one of my staff members has multiple hats that they have to wear. And therefore, it'd be nice to be able to compensate them so that I can keep them around because they have a wealth of knowledge that I would lose if that were not the case. The exceptional items are only 4.2% of my budget for that particular one of $50,000 per session per each year. And so it's not a big adjustment, but it is enough to help out. Now, part of the reason I do that is you'll notice in the presentation, I outlined several states the pay of the executive director. Generally, in other states, staff pay is based on the executive director's pay. And if you'll notice there, Oklahoma's executive director of their board of chiropractic makes more money than I do. And do we want Oklahoma to pay their folks more than we do? I'll leave that at there for you to consider.
All right, let's see. I don't see any questions. We're good. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to try to get to the Board of Dental Examiners where we have to leave just because David, you can start with Board of Dental Examiners.